Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So you guys know by now, the month of November is basically Black Friday month anymore, and it is awesome for us physical media collectors. So of course, I went pretty hard. Not only my Black Friday purchases pickups in this video, but also the new release items I grabbed. So let's do this. Before we do though, if you have a quick second and you like these types of videos, go and hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into my new release and my Black Friday haul. So I only grabbed one DVD this time around, but it was a massive one and one that I have been trying to get in the collection for the longest time. So if you follow the channel, you might remember I've been picking up the individual box sets, or the individual season sets, I should say, for, man, I don't even know now, a couple years, and I'm not even halfway there with those. Well, finally, the complete series went on sale for half off, so I finally did it. Murder, She Wrote, the complete series, is now in my collection, and I am so happy about that. So what's really cool about this is look at the size. Like, yes, it's big, but this is 2 season sets, maybe 2.5, 3, versus the 12 that it would take up, because this is a 12 season series, which is just crazy. So you can see, like, the first one is seasons 1 to 6, and then the second is seasons 7 through 12. So a gigantic set that would have taken up a ridiculous amount of shelf space. I am so happy I was already able to, like, have the amount of shelf space that Murder, She Wrote took up on because of this, because I was able to get rid of, I think I had like seasons 1 through 5. And so now those are gone, and I added this into the collection. Oh, I'm so happy. This was such a good price. I don't remember exactly, somewhere maybe around 50, but for 12 seasons, like, that's ridiculous. So I believe the MSRP was at 50% off. So happy to finally have Murder, She Wrote in the collection. Cannot wait to dive back in. So I have this now and the 4 made-for-TV movies also. So I think I have everything Murder, She Wrote, which is fantastic. I know I've talked about this 1,000 times, but my grandma was a huge Murder, She Wrote fan. So was my mom. And so I sent this to my mom as soon as I grabbed it, and she thought that was really cool. But yeah, very excited to add this to the collection. I've been waiting a very long time to finally complete this. So happy I did. So the first pickup today is Murder, She Wrote, the complete series. All right, jumping over to the Blu-rays, I only have a handful of those, and most of them are thanks to Mill Creek. So I'll just show these once again in case you guys missed my, actually 2 different hauls I did from Mill Creek this month. But the first one here is Ultra 7, the Anthology. So this is the 55th anniversary anthology. They're over 27 hours from a bunch of different Ultra 7 series. So it's like best of episodes, basically. And yeah, so really cool set. I forget how many discs this is, but it's 27 hours, 6 discs. Huge set from Mill Creek. So that was the first one. I'll just keep going through the Mill Creek releases here just as a reminder. And then the other one they sent over was The Blind, which is like the true story behind the creators of Duck Dynasty. So there's that if you're interested. And then last but not least, they sent over, which I did a separate video, I think it was last week, a beautiful steelbook of Lords of Dogtown. So as a reminder, this is a Walmart exclusive steelbook, and if you want to see the whole steelbook, check out that other video, because I did do a full like unwrapping there, as Tony would say. But I do have it in my protector already, so I'm not going to take it out again. But yeah, awesome, beautiful steelbook. So really cool, and again, Walmart exclusive if you're interested. So those were the 3 that were sent over from Mill Creek. I apologize if I sound weird while I'm going through some of these. I'm just trying not to cough, so I apologize for that. But anyway, the first new release I grabbed is from the Vestron Collector Series. This is Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis. I talked about this in my anticipated releases video. Was really excited to add this to the collection because I'd never even heard of it before this release. So very cool addition here. Jamie Lee Curtis plays a cop who is like being stalked, I believe, by a killer. So I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun when I get around to it. But this is spine number 31 in the Vestron Video Collector Series collection. So another cool one to add. This is Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis. You know what? Since I did one new release, I guess I'll start my 4Ks with the new releases and then we'll jump over to the rest of the Black Friday purchases. So you guys know I talked about all of these in my anticipated releases video, but Oppenheimer is the first one. This was number one on my list. Had to grab it day one. So excited I was able to get this one. Cannot wait to watch it. I've not gotten around to it yet, but I definitely plan to do this one before the end of the year. So hopefully that'll be in the coming days here. Yeah, so excited to see this one. I love Christopher Nolan. So this was one I was really disappointed I didn't get to see in theaters, but it's my own fault. I had the chance, I just didn't take it. So anyway, excited to finally get around to Oppenheimer. And the other one that came out on the exact same day, so it was a pretty expensive day, Saw 10, Saw X, I still don't know what people are calling this one, but either way, I had the 4K release of this. And so, yeah, I've actually been going through a spoiler for like another video that's coming soon on a DVD haul, but I've been going through and trying to collect all of the theatrical cuts of the Saw franchise. So this is the R-rated versus the unrated. But yeah, trying to get all the theatrical cuts. I'll talk about that more in another video. But yeah, so anyway, grab Saw 10, have not gotten around to this one yet, but this is one of the few big 2023 horror releases that I haven't seen. I have another one that I'll talk about in a few minutes, but need to get around to this one by the end of the year. So Saw 10. And then last but not least, on the new release front, I did end up grabbing the Shout Select version of Fargo on 4K. This one has been sitting up next to my 4K player with the intent for me to review it since the day I bought it. It just didn't happen. So many other things happening around the holidays here, so I didn't get to this one yet. But yeah, very excited to check this one out again. Fargo, one of my favorite, probably my favorite of the Coen brothers movies. I absolutely love this thing. It is perfectly black comedy. Like, it is so dark comedy. It's so good. So very excited to get around to this one again. We have Fargo. So for those paying attention, the only one of my my anticipated releases that I didn't grab was Tales from the Dark Side. I want to get it, but I just haven't gotten to the store to do that yet. So I'll probably do that in the coming days here, but I don't have it for this video yet. So anyway, let's jump over to the Black Friday releases now. Frankly, when it comes to the Black Friday releases, these aren't the most interesting because pretty much everyone in this community has picked up the exact same titles, but it is what it is. I'll still show you guys what I grabbed. First up is DC League of Super Pets, and I had to grab this one for my daughter because she looked at it and thought it looked super cute, which she's right, it looks adorable, and it mixes in some of my favorite characters, like what's not to love here? So very happy I was able to grab this one. And I'm not going to go over the prices on all these. These were all like $10 or less for, I think all of these actually were like under 10 bucks. But yeah, you know, you probably already bought it yourself. But anyway, DC League of Super Pets is the first of the Black Friday 4Ks I grabbed. Next up, I finally picked up the Mortal Kombat reboot film from a couple of years back. This was one that, like, it was on sale on Black Friday last year, maybe even the year before. I don't remember exactly what year this came out, but I never picked it up for whatever reason. This year, it went down to like $6 or something. So I said, you know what? Now is the time to pick it up. I'm sure it's going to look incredible on 4K. Like, look at the cover alone. It looks awesome. I used to play the Mortal Kombat games way back on like the SNES and Genesis days. Not so much anymore, but I think I actually do have Mortal Kombat 10, which I haven't even tried yet. But yeah, anyway, Mortal Kombat, I'm sure it's a fun one when I get around to it. So happy to add this one to the collection as well. Here's another one that was on my like must-buy list for this Black Friday. It's why I held off. I assumed it would go on sale. Fortunately, I was right, and The Flash did hit the discount bin. So very happy to grab this one. I've heard so many mixed things about this, but overall, I feel like the reception has been relatively positive, which is cool. I love the DC movies, and I know not everyone does, but I'm a fan, so I'm sure I'm going to like this when I get around to it. But yeah, happy to add The Flash. Here's another one, and the first movie that got me back to theaters this year, Knock at the Cabin, good old M. Night Shyamalan. I really enjoyed this. I like the movie better than I like the book. And that's not usually the case, but it definitely is here. This was one that, like, I didn't pick it up right away when it came out on 4K just because I'd already seen it in theaters. I thought I could hold off, and I'm so glad I did because it went down to a really good price during the sales here on Black Friday. So I've heard excellent things about the 4K transfer on this and the Dolby Atmos track, which I'm sure sounds amazing given what is going on with this film. But so happy I was able to grab this one finally with the slipcover as well. So Knock at the Cabin. Here's another one that I contemplated picking up last year during Black Friday, but I ended up holding off because I had the DVD and I thought, you know what, that's good enough because I don't love the film. At least the first time I saw it, I didn't love it. But I'm giving Bram Stoker's Dracula another shot, and this time I'm going to do it in 4K. This is a movie that a lot of people really love, but for whatever reason, the one time I've watched this, it just didn't strike me in the way I was hoping it would. So maybe I was just in a bad mood that day, who knows, but I have to give it another shot. And just, you know, I was watching a trailer on it again or something about the movie, and just looking at the visuals, I feel like it'll be worth that upgrade from DVD to give it a second chance with. So hopefully this 4K looks as good as I'm hoping. This is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Here is a relatively new release that I was really happy went down in price on Black Friday. We have Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. This is one of those movies that I had absolutely no expectations for, like when it was hitting theaters, but everyone seems to really love this film. This is one that I ordered on Amazon, and it actually took quite a while to come in because it was like back ordered. It just wasn't in stock. So this was a very popular pickup during the Black Friday season this year, and I think that's just because of the good word of mouth. Like I said, had no expectations that this would be remembered a week after it released, but it has been, and people seem to really love it. So super excited to check this out. Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Here is another 4K upgrade for me that, frankly, I probably didn't need to do, but I decided to go for it anyway, just to get that better visual quality. We have Casablanca. There's another one, an absolute classic that I have never seen from start to finish, at least that I recall. I remember watching this in high school, but in my memory, I can only remember a very small portion of it, so I feel like we didn't watch the whole thing. I just don't remember, but anyway, everyone knows Casablanca, so yeah, excited to finally add this one to my list of films that I've seen, but today it's not on there, but I look forward to checking it out. Here's Casablanca. Another newer release, and one that my wife is super excited to check out. Frankly, I thought we would have watched it by now. I don't know why we haven't, but we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I really enjoyed the first Shazam. I had such low expectations going in just because it didn't look all that good by the trailers and I knew nothing of the character, but it is an absolute blast. Because of that, I'm super excited to see this sequel. I don't know that this one has gotten as much good buzz about it as the original had, but either way, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. So Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I'll show these two together, but here's a franchise I've been waiting to get cheap on 4K. We have Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. So by many accounts, Top Gun Maverick was the best 4K release of 2022, and I'd been waiting so long for this thing to drop in price, and finally it did, so I grabbed it. And then Top Gun, I own this one on Blu-ray in a Tom Cruise box set, and then I own the Blu-ray 3D of it standalone, so I just didn't want it, but it was like $7 or $8, and since I had the sequel on 4K, I figured, you know what, just grab them both, why not? So now I have both Top Gun and Maverick on 4K. It has been a long time since I've seen the original Top Gun. I remember liking it, but never blew me away. I watched it when I was much younger though, but Maverick I have not seen, so looking forward to checking that one out. So we have Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. These next two were quite early November pickups, but the first one here, I didn't ever expect to have this in my collection, Battlestar Galactica. I know nothing of this franchise, but this is the original film from the 70s that kickstarted the TV series, and I've never seen the TV series, I've never seen the movie, so I'm looking forward to diving into this universe for the first time. I remember I had an old boss who really liked Battlestar Galactica, I think it's the newer TV series he really enjoyed, and so because of that, I've always been intrigued to check it out, but I'd never gotten around to it, so I figured, you know what, let's start with the original film and then work my way from there. So hopefully I'll enjoy this. I love 70s sci-fi, so I'll probably have a good time with it, but yeah, excited I was able to add Battlestar Galactica to the collection. And last but not least is, I think, the only other major 2023 horror film that I haven't seen this year, and that is Evil Dead Rise. I love this matte slipcover. I think it looks so nice. I'm just noticing that now. I don't love all this 100 stuff up there, but it is what it is. Totally irrelevant anyway. I've not heard anything good about this movie, virtually at all, but of course I enjoyed the Evil Dead franchise, and the trailer for this looked insane. So I'm excited to check it out. Even though most people seem to hate this one, I can't wait to see if I like it or not. But like I said, I think this and Saw 10, I think those are the only two major 2023 horror films that I haven't seen. So I'm excited to check both of these out before the end of the year. So hopefully I'll be able to say that I watched all the major horror films this year, which frankly never happened. So I don't know. I'm hoping to get through this one in the coming weeks here. I have a week off at the end of the year, so that's my time to catch up on everything. So very happy I was able to grab Evil Dead Rise. I don't even know if I'm going to fit them all. Oh, there they are. All right. Perfect. What a stack of movies here. I think this is so cool. I am so happy I held off on a lot of those newer 4K releases that I didn't grab when they were brand new and held off until these Black Friday sales. And that's the thing, guys. Like, I know I go over my anticipated releases every month, but if you have, the will to hold off, it's absolutely going to pay off in the long run. So I definitely recommend it if you're better than I am. But outside of this stack of films, I also hit it a lot harder than I expected. I hit the Criterion Collection sale. So definitely check out that. I have two separate haul videos here on the channel. If you've missed those, check those out for everything that I've grabbed new to me this past month. But thank you guys so much for checking this out. I would love to hear what you grabbed on Black Friday for the whole month down in the comments below. So let me know what you picked up. But with that said, guys, if you enjoyed this one, go and hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media. Books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I am hours away from watching Michigan compete for their third straight Big Ten championship in football. And I cannot wait. Yeah, this is the ice hockey shirt, but I have the other two Michigan Big Ten football shirts sitting over in my laundry somewhere. I just couldn't find one today. Anyway, go Blue. Cannot wait. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.